And somebody was saying that this match, this tournament in particular, is a result of what happens when Pep Guardiola is not involved.
Yeah,
in the tournament.
In the tournament,
They're like,
people can see that he's missing. His influence.
So listen to this.
Hello and welcome to the Diski Preview Show where we talk all things football. My name is yours truly, Mr. E. As we continue the coverage of the Euro 2024 tournament currently taking place in Germany. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined in the studio by yours truly, Mr. Moore.
Mr. E, thank you so much for having me once again.
We would like to welcome you as the Diski Preview Show.
I love how you put it like a guest.
Yeah.
Like I'm a special guest coming all the way from...
Every time we see you, we know that we've got a special guest. We need to treat you well, man.
No, we've got a lot that we're going to be talking about today. Most importantly, like I just want to mention that the Euros are underway. In fact, now we're in the knockout stages of the Euros. And I love to see how some of the teams that were expected to struggle are actually going on and surprising everyone. Yeah,
we've seen a lot of surprises so far.
Yeah. And the two games,
struggles as well.
And the two games we're going to be talking about today are actually two big pivotal games: Germany versus Denmark, and also Italy versus Switzerland. And look, those are two teams that right now are looking very positively, as one of the favorites to go on and win it in terms of Italy and Germany. But there might be a surprise. Denmark might shock you, and Switzerland might shock you. So we'll have to talk about that in depth. Yeah,
most certainly we're going to talk about in depth. Who are you backing out there? I heard somebody saying Germany is going to take this one, and there is somebody who said Spain. Rather, it was Italy, I think. He's going to take it.
You know why he's saying Spain? Because he's thinking about the 2006 World Cup final.
It's actually Spain. It's actually Italy. Somebody said Italy is going to take it away. What are your comments? And who do you think is going to win the Euro 2024 championship? Please let us know in the comment section.
Rasmus Højlund. Thunderous. It's an absolute net buster.
We are still watching the Diski Preview Show as we take a look at our first featured game. It's Switzerland who will be playing against Italy. Mr. Mo, did you watch the movie The Italian Job?
Yeah, I know.
I think I watched. I think I saw that when they were playing against Croatia. Right in the dying minutes, the Italian job had to be done, and the Italians managed to secure a draw.
You know what's hilarious about that game? I was at home.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting by my desk and I'm pushing some work.
Yeah.
And then I am like, let me switch on the game and see what's happening.
See what's happening there.
As I switch the game on, I can see that Croatia is leading. And it's like 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but let me go back to my Insights article. So the article I'd written on Insights, I had said that this game would either end in a draw or Italy would win it. So this was going against my bets totally.
Whatever you had said.
Exactly. My double chances out of the water.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, but Italy will pull this one back. And they fortunately did in the last minutes of the game to knock Croatia back into third. But it shows you that this tournament has been one where teams we've traditionally thought have been excellent over the past 7 to 10 years. Your Belgium, your Croatias, they've come into the tournament and struggled. Your Poland
struggled a lot. Even England has struggled. I mean, I think they only had one win. And it's actually the win of that group because the rest of the games ended in draws for England.
But if you look at England at the moment, that thing I said a couple of weeks ago about England not playing to their hurricane strengths has come back to bite them, because in the last game now, if you look at it, they don't have a way forward. There's no strategy as to how we're going to get the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah, because I remember that game had Ukane, had Bellingham, and there was also Isaka.
Yes.
All those three failed to breach
and
the
Foden.
defense. And Foden as well. Yeah. They failed to get their goal.
But Mr. E, like I keep saying, I mean, I know we're not talking about the Netherlands, but I was watching the Netherlands game and thinking to myself, Netherlands have everything except a defensive midfielder who can sit in the box. I mean, who can bridge the divide between attack and defense. The moment you get into the midfield for the Netherlands, you have Wijnaldum there. You understand? They don't have anyone who sits tucked in that position to protect Abo van Dijk from pullbacks. You understand? And that's exactly what you saw with that goal that Sabitzer scored against the Netherlands, where he cuts back, He makes the pass, he cuts back.
Yeah.
He arrives late as a late runner.
Yeah.
No one is there to mark him.
Yeah,
There's a
and
big gap in the middle of the midfield.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are gonna blame, the superstars, your Virgil van Dijks. Why was he not there? Why was he not marking? But the reality is very simple.
Yeah.
Without a player like that,
who's
namely
pivotal in that.
exactly. Without a Rodri, without a Fabinho, without a Ngolo Kante is a box-to-box midfielder. But if you don't have anyone sitting there to protect your defenders against the pullbacks, then you fall victim to what happened to Netherlands.
Yeah.
They secured the goal.
Yeah.
And then the very next play,
Yeah.
Sabitzer breaks into the box, scores the goal from a difficult angle.
Yeah.
And you can't stop that. So when it comes to matches like this, you have to always remember that Italy, they did the Italian job, yes, against Croatia. But now they face a Switzerland that is very dangerous. They have players like Shaqiri who can find the back of the net from almost anywhere. So you have to bear that in mind when you're planning to play against this team.
Because
they might score it from outside the box.
Yeah.
And somebody was saying that this match, this tournament in particular, is a result of what happens when Pep Guardiola is not involved.
Yeah,
in the tournament.
In the tournament.
They're like,
people can see that he's missing. His influence
so listen
is
to
absent
this.
from that.
They're like, these are the fruits of a lack of Pep Guardiola in a tournament.
Yeah.
There's more goals scored from outside the box than there is inside the box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll have to check my stakes there.
Yeah?
I need to check my
30
stakes
goals,
there.
I believe. 30 goals were scored from outside the box.
From outside the box.
And it shows you, Mr. E, that no one is playing cagey football.
Yeah,
no one is hiding players. No one is hiding from, doing what they can to get the goals.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, when you talk about Pep Guardiola, I think that statement got me thinking because I was thinking about the matches that have taken place.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola's football is so controlled.
Yeah,
You understand?
it is so controlled.
That-
It's possession of football.
That he's turned the whole league
Yeah.
into playing controlled football in trying to beat him.
Yeah.
So now, does that make the Premier League fertile ground for Pep Guardiola to dominate, or does it make it easier for him to win?
To win, yeah.
Because everyone is playing his football.
Yeah.
Now you come to this tournament, you have a Ralf Rangnick with Austria who's playing, gegenpress.
Now.
Everyone is playing their own football, and that's what we wanted to see.
Yeah.
And it's great to see a lot of goals coming from outside the box because not everyone is trying to control their way into the box.
Yeah.
Teams are being adventurous, players are being adventurous,
Yeah.
and that's what we wanted to see from this tournament.
Yeah, most certainly. And now the Italians are going head-to-head with Switzerland, a team that drew with Germany. I think they did very well there.
Yeah.
Although they had like 38% ball possession. They didn't see much of the ball, but they did all they had to do in order for them to go through to the next stages of this tournament.
It tells you how resilient this team is. I mean, Mr. E, this team played a full 90 minutes, only four total shots at goal.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the opponent, Germany had 18 shots at goal.
Yeah.
So to have scored one goal from creating one big chance,
Yeah.
and then also from keeping Germany to score,
yeah.
you understand, out of 18 shots.
Yeah. So 17 chances that Germany managed to
Squander.
to squander in the entire 90 minutes.
And it tells you a lot about Denmark.
So they're so resilient. I mean, Switzerland it is. Yeah.
I mean, it tells you a lot about Switzerland, not Denmark, sorry.
Yeah, it's
It tells you a lot
Switzerland.
about Switzerland. But
Yeah.
at the same time, Italy have been known as a team that's defensively sound,
Yeah.
that is exceptional in the way they hold their press.
Yeah.
And look, they're 4-3, they're 3-4-2, is it 3-4-2 or 3-4-3?
3-4-3.
Yeah, the 3-4-3 formation is actually working out for them. And that's what I mean when I say that this tournament is going to be nice because not everyone is playing control football.
Yeah.
Everyone is trying to catch each other on the counter.
Yeah.
And these are two teams that are going to sit back and try and catch each other on the counter, which means they will both be playing out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
So Italy will have to either be on the front foot, and Switzerland will also have to be on the front foot. But if I was to imagine how this game was going to go, Switzerland will have a dominant position.
Yeah.
They will try and get the ball to the back of the net, and Italy will try to catch them on the counter.
Yeah, most certainly. But I disagree with you there. I think Switzerland is actually going to sit back and try and catch Italy on the counter because as we have seen from the previous game where they played against Germany, only 38%. And Germany had a fair share of the ball, but didn't manage to do anything about it except score one goal out of the 18 or so chances.
But Germany is a team that wants to have the ball. They play a counter-attacking brand of football, but they played from Germany plays football from a position of the first phase, they're slow.
Yeah.
Second phase, they want to speed it up a little bit. They want to play, instead of playing like Spain. So Spain in the second phase will go from left to right. They'll want to go Rodri right or left, and then they'll try to get to the wings, then bring it back, then right, left. The way Germany plays is that the moment they get into the second phase of play, they don't play left to right. They want to play incisively.
Direct.
They want to play direct football. So they'll be looking for those passes into the
Small
middle
pieces,
for your Musialas, for your Gundogans, for your Kai Havertz. And you've seen what they do. If that doesn't work for them, they go go back and they go to the bench, they get full krug, they put full krug at the front, then they go play wide. But instead of going right, then going forward, what they're going to do is they want to decisively diagonal passes into, those wingers. So you're looking at a team that for a long spell of time, Switzerland had to sit back because now you have to take care of between your midfield line. So this is your midfielders, this is your defense, right? You have a bunch of German players here. So to keep your clean sheets. You have Gundogan, you have Kai Havertz, you have Musiala, you have whoever else is running there, maybe Leroy Sané. So you have to make sure that when these passes come through here, you squeeze in that space. So that's what made Germany have so much possession because Germany, I don't want to lose the ball. They're playing between the lines. And once the ball gets here, we need to mark. And when you're marking, you're not marking to win the ball. You're marking to shield. So you're pushing them back. Against Italy are the kind of team that wants to sit back. And once they win the ball, they want to play diagonal and they want to run, right? So now, for two teams that Switzerland will sit back, but Italy will also sit back. In my opinion, I think Switzerland will have more of the ball. Because when you look at Italy, how they played against Spain, they did the exact same thing. They waited for Spain to go right, go in, come back out, right, left, go back in, go out. And if you looked at how Spain was set up, it was the two full backs, it was Rodri here, it was the wingers up front, and then there was the players between the lines. And it was very rare for you to see a Spain pass going between the lines to try and get into that space. So for Switzerland, all they need to do against Italy is they'll have to collect the ball and they'll have to do what Germany did or what Spain did and just press Italy into the box. But that's when Italy is at its best because now they want you to press them. They want you to.
They want you out into their own.
They want you to they want you to make them pack the pass so they can break at speed and hurt you.
That's an impressive technical and tactical analysis from Mr. Mo. I told you, he's in the house. He's going to be telling us all that is happening in Germany. Now, let's quickly take a prediction of this match. You're going to have your prediction, and I'll give you my prediction as well. I just want to see how good you are in these predictions.
I think this one's going to be a very sad one for Italians everywhere. We've already seen the cracks in the makeup with Croatia. We've seen the cracks in the makeup with Spain. Even Albania scored a goal against them. So for a very defensive side, they're not keeping clean sheets, which is also something to write home about and say, listen, you guys play defensive football, but you're not keeping clean sheets, which means that something is not solid right at the back. So I think their formula is still new. I think they get knocked out by Switzerland. Switzerland has the more experienced side. They have the more experienced players. And like I said, a goal will come from outside the box in this one as well because with Granit Xhaka and Shaqiri involved and Bolo is also still involved. So these are players that have played together for a very long time. And I know that right now FIFA rankings, Italy is 10th, Switzerland is 19th, but it for me it's a Switzerland win. And I don't think it will happen in the 90 minutes. I think maybe it will actually go to extra time or penalties. But at the end of the day, it looks Switzerland for me, 100%.
That's more for you. They saying Switzerland is gonna put Italy to the sword. I was also gonna say the same thing. So his predictions are the same as mine. Stay tuned. When we come there, we're gonna be taking a look at the other big one where Germany is gonna be playing against Denmark. Now let's take a look at the second featured game where Germany, the host nation, will be playing against Denmark. And I think this is a big one for the Germans, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, no, it's a big one. The host obviously made it here by not hook or crook, but by best performing, you know what I mean? The craziest thing about Germany is that when they first started this tournament, they were not mentioned amongst the teams that people thought were going to perform well. Because since their 2014 World Cup triumph, they have not been the best in terms of in the international side. At this moment, they come into this tournament ranked 16 by FIFA overall. Germany. Imagine, that's for Germany.
I think that's been a downfall.
That's a big downfall. I mean, you're used to Germany in the top 5 or top 10.
Somewhere there. But for them, 15. Very soon they're going to be... they're going to be at 20 or 25.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone through a lot of changes. Julian Nagelsmann is now the head coach. Hansi Flick was there previously before Joachim Löw departed from the position. But now let's talk about where you can expect to see Germany do in this game, because the major factor when it comes to this one is that Germany have no losses in the last 4. They haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 5, and this is against Denmark exclusively. And when you look at their last all competitions, they have no losses in their last 7 matches and they have no wins. That's Denmark. Denmark has no wins in their last 3. So Germany, no losses in the last 7. That includes the 3 draws from that includes the 2 wins and the 1 draw in the group stages for Germany. So when you look at it, Germany, they opened the tournament so well, 5-1 against Scotland. They do this in international tournaments. They did it against Brazil. Now they've done it against Scotland.
They always take off. They always get a flying start.
Besides the flying start, they always score about 5 goals or more in one of the games. So at this moment, you're looking at a Germany side that, first of all, I'd love to talk about the squad with Germany because when you think about it, a few years ago, Germany had reached a plateau. They had all the Bayern players in their team. They had some players from Leverkusen and Dortmund. And from there, the squad was finished. But now you look at the Germany side under Hansi Flick. Manuel Neuer is always going to be the first choice goalkeeper. We've come to accept that. But you see that defensive pairing between Jonathan Tah and Antonio Rudiger has been exceptional. Exceptional. And then you look at Joshua Kimmich coming in on the right back position, and there's the player who plays on the Masterschitz. Who plays on the left, also exceptional. But the addition of Wirtz, the addition of Kai Havertz, who's been there for a while, Jamal Musiala, we first saw him in the 2020s. Those are players that have come in and actually put some rigidity into the squad. And then the experience they have in this team. I mean, Manuel Neuer, Toni Kroos.
Kroos is still there.
You see under Gundogan as well. This team is balanced. There's no team right now, I think, in the tournament that has more balance than Germany. In terms of the squad, when they put out players, they have a nice blend of experience and youth. They still have players like Emre Can on the bench, Thomas Muller. They still don't need to use them, but they have them there in case of emergencies. And they add a different dynamic to the game. I mean, we saw Emre Can coming in in the first game. Don't forget, he was not even picked as an initial player, but after a player got injured, they said, "No, listen, we want." Called up. You understand? He scores a goal in his first appearance in this tournament. So when you look at Germany, I think they have a good balance. They have good players in their roster. I don't see any reason why they should struggle against this Denmark side.
Okay. On the other hand, if Germany played against Denmark, I just wanted to take a look at their head-to-head encounters between the two nations, that's Germany and Denmark, who has had a fair share or rather a better share of the spoils between the two nations.
Mr. A, if you have to go back and see when last did Denmark actually win against this team, you have to go back to the 90s. 1992, if I'm not mistaken.
And by the way, I was already born. I was already born, man. I was already there.
I was not here. I was not here. So that's how long it's been. I mean, they've met 4 times since then. 3 draws, 1 win for Germany. That win in Germany came in 2012, which is for 12 years from now. I mean, 12 years from backwards. So if you think about it, they've met 2 times since that win for Germany, and it's both played out to draws. But there's a different German side at the moment. I mean, you're talking about Denmark also that's coming into this game with an aged squad. Because when you think about German talent, I mean, Denmark and the talent they're putting out at this moment in time. Rasmus Højlund is an exciting talent. He's young, he's exciting. You're going to expect him to score goals, but he hasn't really showed us that side of him yet. Christian Eriksen already aged, like fine wine. But one thing this tournament has proved for us is that, we always look at the players that the media says are amazing. With Croatia, we've always praised Modric. Modric. Hey, Ballon d'Or winner, Modric. Now he's back with the same Croatia. The only difference is that there's no Mandzukic.
Unfortunately.
And without Mandzukic, now all of a sudden they find themselves struggling in the tournament.
Struggling a lot.
And it shows you that the impact of those players that we tend to not, pay any mind to, players that we think, no, man, it's just Mandzukic. Now you look at them, they're struggling. So now you look at this Croatian side, and I ask myself, between Ward between Wind and Rasmus Højlund, where are the goals going to come from? Christian Eriksen is going to create, yes, true, but Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and the rest of the squad is not the kind of players to get you the goals. Now, where do you think the goals are going to come from against Germany? It's difficult to say.
It's going to be a difficult one.
It might be a free kick, and Emile Højbjerg might get the goal. Eriksen might get the goal from that free kick. It might be a corner. Vestergaard or Andres Christensen might score that goal. But at the end of the day, it has to happen in open play. If it can't happen in open play, you're not going to get it against Germany, especially if you saw the stats of how they dominated possession in their last match against Switzerland. 38% of the ball was with Switzerland, which means that they dominated that ball. So for me, the only question for Denmark would be where does the goal come from? And I don't see it coming from anyone.
So it's going to be an uphill task for for Denmark as they go ahead with the German machine. Well.
Yeah.
Did we do the prediction?
Not yet. We're still working towards that. Yeah, we're still breaking down a few things.
So it's going to be a difficult one when Denmark goes head-to-head with Germany. And the stats, they favor Germany to be able to beat Denmark. Now let's quickly get on to the prediction side of things, Mr. Mo. We just want you to tell us who do you think is going to win this one here. And we're doing this for those who wish to place their bets for the game between Germany and Denmark.
Between Germany and Denmark, I'm going to have to say that it's a German win.
Yeah.
I think in 90 minutes it's done, it's dusted. I think the goal comes in the second half.
Yeah.
As you know, Germany, when once full clock comes in, the game changes. So that's the thing. Denmark has to prepare for 2 Germanys instead of 1.
Yeah.
They have to prepare for an incisive, passing, ball on the floor kind of Germany.
Yeah.
But they also have to prepare for a ball in the air crossing Germany. You know. So it's a lot to ask of any team going into a space like this in particular, where they have to chase a win so they can progress.
Yeah.
And even if they progress, Mr. E, we haven't talked about one important factor as to this knockout phases. Who can they possibly face if they progress? So if Denmark does progress, they'll have to possibly face Spain, or whoever will be playing Spain,
which might as well seal their fate. I mean,
exactly. And right now, the Netherlands are the best placed third place finisher.
Yeah.
Slovakia, Slovenia, Hungary are the 4 teams that are expected to progress, in that regard. So.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, even if they do progress, they still have to plan for Spain. Switzerland is a kind of team. I mean, remember in the 2010 World Cup, they came in and they beat Spain in the opening game. And everybody said, "Oh my goodness, Shaqiri is the new Messi," and after the group stages, they just disappeared. And it looks like they've built that legacy as Switzerland, that once they get into the group stages, they become the team to watch. And once the group stages are over, they just fall to the wayside. And that's why I think when it comes to Denmark as well, they also becoming that team, because we always see them in the Euros group stages hot, killing it, and then once the group stages are over, and that's the thing about the knockout phases of any competition, is that once we get to the business end of it, it becomes difficult for teams like Denmark to keep up. So for me, I think Germany is the team that's going to win it. 90 minutes, second half goal. And I'll even go as far as to say maybe Kai Havertz scores that goal. Or let's say Musiala once again, because he's been doing so well.
Okay, my follow-up question will be, are we expecting a lot of goals between the Germans? Because I know the Germans like to score a lot of goals.
Yeah.
Are we expecting maybe an over 2.5, over 3.5?
Let's say an honest over 2.5, because Germany has also struggled to keep clean sheets. So we'll give it a 2.5.
And the BTS as well.
Yeah, both teams to score, of course. Yeah, both teams to score,
Okay, those are the predictions of Umoy saying the Germans are going to beat Denmark. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section. But for now, we would quickly take a recap on today's matches, starting off with the Switzerland versus the Italy game. Who did you say there? Just recap on that. Who did you say is going to walk away victorious?
That one I went for an upset. I said Switzerland would win that one.
Yeah, and I surely think it's going to be an upset as well.
Hey, Mister, you must be watching this weekend.
We're going to come back here and explain. And the second game was Germany versus Denmark.
Yeah. That one I have to go with German win. I think Denmark have gone as far as they can. Yeah. This one doesn't look like there'll be an upset there. It's over, Mr.
That's more for you. He's giving us his predictions. What do you
Mr.
think?
Before we close,
yes.
Who do you think is going to win this Euro? It's a very key question.
Is it okay for me to mention England?
Yeah, no, it's okay for you to mention England.
Okay. So I think England is going to win this tournament. And who do you think is going to walk away with the championship?
I was backing the Netherlands until I watched them play against Austria, and I saw that they don't have a defensive six. So I was like, you know what? I didn't actually pay too much attention, so that has to go out. For me, Portugal favorites for me. But I think the dark horse, Austria. Yeah.
Hey,
you know,
Okay, Austria. You think Austria is going to win the Euro 2024?
Yeah, I think Austria.
Do you agree with Mo? I mean, I don't.
Manchester United fans are saying, what?
What?
Even
I. I'm saying what?
Mr. E, number one. Okay, let me just summarize it by saying this.
Okay,
Ralph Rangnick went to Manchester United. He was supposed to be a sporting director. He started coaching. They got rid of him. He just topped his group. Marcel Sabitzer. When they had to choose between Eriksen and Marcel Sabitzer, they chose Eriksen. Sabitzer just carried
Yeah.
Austria through.
Yeah.
I think Austria has a good balance. I mean, we haven't even talked about Arnautovic yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's not even warmed up as yet. But yeah, no, but I think you know Arnautovic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Austria will go on to surprise everyone.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to be facing the team that finishes second in Group F.
Yeah.
And at this moment in time, obviously the games have not taken place, but it's quite a blend of players when you look at who might go through from Group F.
Yeah.
I mean teams. Group F, second place right now is Czechia.
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia or Georgia might occupy that spot. So
Yeah.
I mean already Austria are favorites to win that one. So by the time they get into the later stages, they take
Are you
it.
in Austria? Hey, yes.
Yeah, no, we've done the research. But England, Mr.
Yeah.
EH, streaky.
I'm going with England.
It's coming home.
Yvonne, I'm going with England.
Who's going to score the goals? Because they don't have Maguire.
Maguire. It can only be Harry Kane and
Mr.
Bellingham.
E.
Yeah.
You know Maguire is very important to England.
We are Lisa, man.
Maguire, Mr. E, man. 2021, you know who was the top goal scorer for England, Mr. E,
Yeah.
in this competition?
So you think he might be able to rescue England?
Mr. E. You know Maguire.
Yeah.
Can't win the Euro without Maguire.
Is it? That's great stuff. Those are the predictions and insights of Mr. Mo on what is happening at the Euro 2024 in Germany. I would like to thank you very much for watching this episode of the Diski Preview Show. Until next time, my name is yours truly, Mr. E.